to episode 120 of the Epilogue Lady podcast. My name is Bente and I'm coming to you from Vesterålen, northern Norway, where I live with my husband, my oldest son and 3 cats. You can find me on Instagram as Arctic Crafts, on Facebook as Arctic Crafts by Bente, and on Ravelry as Arctic Crafts 65. There is also a Ko-fi page where you can support the podcast. Links to everything is in the information below. It's a sunny day and we've had blue skies and sun for several days now. According to hubby, it's going to rain tomorrow, and hopefully it will, because both our lawn and the flowers that are coming up need the water. At the start of this podcast, you could see what it looks like at the moment. I even saw some crocus. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it might not look like spring to you, but to us it really looks like spring. Not a lot of live stuff today. My youngest son is coming to visit tomorrow, and he's going to stay for 2 weeks, so my next podcast will be a day late. Or maybe I'll do it in the bedroom. We'll see what I come up with, but he's staying until the Tuesday in 2 weeks. So I might have to postpone that podcast, but that's in 2 weeks. I'm having sort of a busy day today because he's coming tomorrow and I have to do some cleaning and tidying up and everything. So let's get on with it. As you can tell, or maybe you can't, but I'm wearing knitting today. I'm wearing a love note that I knit in a merino bamboo blend, natural blue, and the colorway is plum jam, and this is Arctic Crafts yarn. And that's what I'm wearing. And when it comes to FOs, I only have spinning. Some of this you've seen before, but now I've soaked it and measured how much I have of the different colorways. And let's see here. We'll start with Corriedale alpaca. The alpaca was a present from Leslie of Not Quite Enough Yarn. And the Corriedale I bought from Stulen Strikk, a Norwegian dyer. And I have quite a lot of this. It's 14 wraps per inch. And I have 435 meters on this skein. And 195 on this. So I have over 600 meters. I was planning on doing a muscle burrow with this, but since I have over 600 meters, I might find something else. And I have to excuse for the noise in the background. It's the washing machine. I'll try to edit it out. And this is the leftover Corriedale that I applied on itself using the Andean bracelet method. And that's also 14 wraps per inch, and I have 49 meters. That's not a lot, but I might use it for something anyways. At least I can put it in my scrappy blanket. And I also have my fractal spin, and this was a merino braid from Ulveig. This is 13 wraps per inch, and I have 280 meters. It's still within the fingering, but the sequence is a bit different at the end, because when I had only one bobbin left. I had to use Andean bracelet, and then the sequence is different for the last bit. But I made one skein anyways. I'm probably using this for a contrast color in something. And I have this skein. This is a chain ply, and it was a braid from Stick. This is 100% Corriedale, and this is 12 wraps per inch, so this is a sport. I have 156 meters. That's not a lot, but I've been thinking maybe legs on socks, and then I knit the foot in a different yarn. That might work, because I have plenty for legs of a pair of socks. So I'll just split this in half, I think, and knit the socks 2 at a time, and then I'll see how far I get. So that's that, and then I have one skein left to show you, and it's the 100% bamboo that I'm going to send to my friend Trine. And it's really soft and shiny, but it was a pain to spin. But I'll probably do it again, but just for her. This is also 14 wraps per inch, and there's 270 meters here, and I have no fear that she's going to use this for something beautiful, because she is really good at making gorgeous stuff without using a pattern. So I know she's going to make something gorgeous out of that yarn. And while we're on the spinning, I could start my whips by showing you my spinning whips. And I have 2 spinning whips. I have this is the first bobbin from a fiber, the other fiber I got from Leslie at Not Quite Enough Yarn. And this is a merino sea cell blend. And I have misplaced the label, so I remember it's merino sea cell, but I can't remember the blend. But it's lime green jelly. I think it was 80-20, but I'm not sure. And in case you haven't heard of sea cell before, I know I hadn't. It's fiber made from seaweed. Makes sense. And that was from lime green jelly. And then I have another spinning whip, and I haven't gotten far on this. It's a trial run, basically. I was going to try a long draw, and I couldn't get it to work. The fiber broke all the time. And I did some research, and I found out that if you're going to do long draw, you need roving. This is comb top, so that might be the problem. So I'm just using my normal short draft on that. I'll show you the fiber. This is half of the fiber I have. This is dyed by me. I was trying to dye my Monet colorway, but the pink vanished totally. I put on quite a lot of pink, but nope, you can't tell that there is pink here. I'm looking to see if I can find a pink spot, but no. I might actually, when I finished spinning this, I might dye it as a yarn afterwards to get some pink in it. It's a bit boring when it's a tonal blue. At least I think it's boring. So I dyed a total of 500 grams of this. This is Teeswater, and as you can tell, it's rather rustic. That's why I thought it would be perfect for a long draw, but again, it breaks all the time, so I gave up, and I'm using my normal short draw or short draft on that. But I put that aside because I want to do the other bobbin of this, so I can put that aside, and then I'll start working on the Teeswater again. I also have some Cheviot I want to dye up and spin. But since my son is coming tomorrow, I'm not sure how much spinning I'm going to get done, because I want to do stuff with him. if the weather holds up. Okay, so it's going to rain tomorrow, hubby says, but hopefully we'll get several days like this while it's here so we can go for walks. And I was talking about spinning. I also have knitting whips. First, I'll show you, I've shown you the first sock before. I've started the second sock. I'm almost to the heel on the second sock. These are the Tittygaga socks by Nancy Wheeler, and it's heel flap and gusset heel. And the yarn is Snowdrop by Nora George. So that was supposed to be my spring socks, but I put them aside because I had a lot of other stuff to do that was much more fun. But I'm going to finish those socks. I also have another sock whip. I've shown you this before, but I couldn't remember what the dyer was. I found the yarn band, so I know what it is now. I'm knitting these 2 at a time, but cuff down. And I have decided that my son is going to get these. So I've started the foot, and this is what the yarn looks like. And the dyer is Vesper yarns. So that's my second sock whip. And my last whip is a tea. And this is important because May 1st, the Tea Time Mal starts. Hashtag Tea Time Mal 2024. And my Arctic Summer of Socks starts June 1st. And I have decided that it shouldn't be a problem to run 2 make-alongs at the same time. So I'm letting this run for 2 months. It starts May 1st and it ends June 30th. So you have 2 months. And whips are allowed. And I'm going to have a whip. But I'm of course not participating. I'm not entering anything, but I'm knitting along with you. And this is the Everyday Tee by Twin Stitches Design, or Julianne Knitter on Instagram. And this is how far I've gotten. The yarn is Hue Loco, and the colorway is Fuchsia. And I must say that it looks tiny, but as I said to hubby, I still haven't gotten used to the fact that I'm not wearing the big sizes anymore. Besides, this is a fingering weight, and to get gauge I had to knit on 4.5 millimeter needles, and 4.5 millimeter needles and a fingering weight, that makes it extremely stretchy. So I could, if I find it too tight or too small for me, I can easily block it out. So those are my knitting whips. So I've shown you all of my whips, and that's what I have for knitting and spinning. And as I said, Tea Time Mal starts May 1st. The rules are easy. It's short-sleeved sweaters. Whips are allowed as long as you have more than 50% left on May 1st. And it runs until June 30th. And I also co-host a different make-along, Shop the Stash Mal 2024. And I am co-hosting that with Liz and Sue from the Distant Stitches podcast, and Alex from my Yarny Corner. And that's the admin for this podcast. And I'm afraid this might be a bit short. I could recommend the book while I'm on it. I just saw it was lying there, so I think I could also recommend a book. I'm reading this at the moment. I haven't read a proper book in years. It's been audiobooks, and I think it's because I have a lot of other things to do that makes it difficult to hold a book while I'm reading. But it's actually quite nice to take a break with a cup of coffee and actually reading a book. And this is another thing. It's sort of an epilogue to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series by Douglas Adams, and this is the author behind the Artemis. Let's see, Artemis Fowl. I haven't read any of those books, but I might do that. But he's caught the wit of Douglas Adams, I think. So you can tell maybe that it's not Douglas Adams, but it's really close to his style. And while I was waiting for this book, I listened to the entire Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. I have the book, of course. I have something called the Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide, and it's all the books in one book, and it's this thick. So I have that. Really enjoy that book. So recommend if you're a fan of Douglas Adams and the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. So that's the book I'm reading. The cats have moved outside. Both our oldest cats spend their almost the entire days outside now that the weather is so nice. Both of them are getting old. They're what you call senior cats. So they don't run about much. They just lounge about in the garden furniture outside on the deck. So, but they really enjoy themselves when it's this nice out. And Snape is actually sleeping at the moment, so there's no distractions. You might miss it for all I know, but I'm thankful basically because I don't have to